In 1987, Tom Selleck got married under a fake name. The minister didn't even know who he was. They forgot the marriage license and had to race to fix it before dinner. But that secret wedding was just the start. A water theft scandal, a helicopter death on set, and a son who spiraled into addiction. By 2025, Tom admitted on live TV he might lose everything. This is the story of a man who had it all and watched it crumble. Tom Selleck was born on January 29, 1945 in Detroit. His mother, Martha, stayed home to take care of the family, and his father, Robert, worked as a real estate investor. During that time, Robert was also serving in the Army, working on B-29 bombers during World War II. Tom was the second child. His older brother, Bob, had arrived a year earlier in 1944, and later two more siblings followed, Martha and Daniel. They lived in Detroit back then, a city filled with factories and noise. But Tom's early childhood would soon change completely. In 1948, when Tom was just 3 years old, his father made a big decision. He left Detroit and moved the whole family to California. He had taken a commission-only job with Coldwell Banker in Los Angeles. That meant no salary, no guaranteed paycheck. It was a huge risk. Music. They settled in Sherman Oaks, a place that was still mostly farmland at the time. Robert believed California held more opportunity, and that gamble later paid off. By 1960, music. He was making $70,000 a year in commissions, which was close to what the president earned. But for Tom, music. Growing up in California wasn't easy. He started to grow taller than everyone else. Eventually, he reached 6 feet 4 inches. Even as a kid, he stood out in every classroom. He felt awkward and different, and it made school tough at times, but slowly he began turning that height into something good. He joined the basketball team at Grant High School and became a music standout player. He also played baseball. His body, his coordination, and his focus helped him rise. But that didn't mean life was simple. When Tom was 17, something happened that could have ended everything. He was riding in a car with 2 friends traveling down the dangerous curves of Mulholland Drive. The car lost control, went airborne, and crashed. It was his mother's red Chevy Corve. The accident was so bad, it became the opening story in his 2024 memoir, You Never Know. They survived, but it changed Tom forever. It made him more careful, more thoughtful. He never forgot how close he came to dying. Even though Robert eventually became successful, the early years in California were hard. The family struggled with money. So Tom worked. During high school, he got a part-time job at a clothing store. He kept working there even after he started acting classes. He also chose Valley Junior College because it let him live at home and save money. Even after he joined 20th Century Fox's acting program and then lost that opportunity, he went music, right back to the store. Work was never beneath him. He did what he had to do. He had always dreamed of attending USC, but they didn't give him a scholarship at first. He turned down a full basketball ride to Montana State, just music, because he wanted USC so badly. So, he worked, saved, and attended Valley College first. In 1965, he finally made it into USC. Music. He played for the basketball team, but only scored 4 points in 7 games. The next music season, he scored 0 in 3 games. The team said he was quick, but needed better defense. His sports dreams faded, music, fast. While majoring in business, he found side jobs. He worked for United Airlines as a campus music rep. His Sigma Chi fraternity buddies pushed him into going on the dating game in 1965 and again in 1967. Music. He lost both times. It was humiliating, but that embarrassment somehow opened a door. A casting agent saw him and gave him a chance to audition for a Pepsi commercial. He got the part. All he had to do was dunk a basketball on camera. He drank so much Pepsi during the shoot he got sick. But the $1,000 from that ad led directly to his offer from 20th Century Fox. Then the Vietnam War changed everything. In 1967, Tom got his draft notice. Instead of going to war, he joined the California National Guard's 160th Infantry. He served for 6 years from 1967 to 1973. He rose to sergeant and later became a second lieutenant after training at the California Military Academy. At one point he even responded to the Watts riots in Los Angeles. But the cost was steep. While he served, Fox dropped him. He kept his uniform in the trunk of his car, ready for deployment any time, even during auditions. When he returned to acting, he trained at the Beverly Hills Playhouse under Milton Katselas. It was intense. Katselas was a rough teacher. Some said it felt more like a cult than a classroom. The students had to stand and clap whenever he walked in. He shouted, he pressured. He told actors to pull their own hair out to feel rage. Some called him abusive. Others called him brilliant. But Tom stuck with it. He endured everything. Even though he never joined Scientology, many said Katselas was using the class to recruit. To make money during college, Tom modeled for Salem cigarettes. His tall build and clean looks were perfect for ads. Those cigarette commercials paid more than his United Airlines gig. But later, when he became famous with Magnum PI, those old ads came back to haunt him. Reporters asked him why he had promoted smoking. He hated those questions. Music. He didn't want to be remembered as a guy who sold cigarettes to teens. He quietly tried to distance music himself from it. Between 1965 and 1967, the dating game haunted him. Losing twice on national TV made him question everything. He told AARP it was the most embarrassing thing he'd ever done. His looks didn't help him. His charm didn't work. He started feeling like he didn't belong on screen. The second loss hurt more than the first. That memory stayed with him for years. In 1969, he got a role in Judd for the defense. It was a big break. Then something ridiculous happened. He was fired from another show just because he was too tall. At 6 feet 4 inches, he made the other actors look tiny. Directors didn't know how to shoot scenes with him. One agent even told him his height was a problem. Imagine being fired for how tall you are. It was crushing. For years, he had to accept bit parts just to stay in the game. From 1974 to 1979, he appeared in 6 episodes of The Rockford Files. He played Lance White, a detective. It should have helped his career, but behind the scenes, he clashed with the star, James Garner. Tom wanted his character to feel real. Garner wanted Lance to be silly, more of a joke. They argued about lines, tone, direction. The tension was obvious. Some scenes were rewritten on set. The crew could feel the divide. The fights made the work feel heavy. In 1972, he took a role in a cheap horror movie called Daughters of Satan. It was shot in the Philippines. The set was unsafe. There was a fire scene where the special effects failed. Real flames came, music, too close. Tom got minor burns. His hair was singed. The crew couldn't even communicate properly. There was a language barrier, but they had to finish the movie. No one talked about what really happened. The studio covered it up. Tom was scared, but had no choice but to keep going. In 1976, Charlie's Angels gave him a brief shot. He played a boyfriend character, but after just 1 episode, he was fired. Leonard Goldberg said Tom's height made the Angels look too small. They said there was no chemistry. The show went on to become a hit. Tom, meanwhile, returned to doing commercials. He was so broke that he only had one suit and wore it to every audition. Robert Saline, the director of a soap commercial, Music, said Tom wore that same suit on and off camera. Tom Selleck almost walked away from the role that made him a star. When he first read the original script for Magnum PI, he hated it. It wasn't the smart, funny character we remember today. The first draft made Magnum a cartoon version of James Bond. He had a house on seaside cliffs, a vicious dog, and even a hang glider with machine guns. Selleck looked at the producers and said, "I don't want to play what I look like." He had done 6 failed pilots before. This one felt like his last shot. But he wasn't going to fake it. He told Donald Belisario, "I want a character with humor, not just action." Belisario listened. Music. He rewrote the whole thing after filming had already started. The change delayed production and made CBS nervous, but it saved the show and Sellec's career. In 1984, while he was still married to Jacqueline Ray, Tom met a woman who changed everything. Her name was Gilly Mack, a British actress dancing in the West End version of Cats. Tom became obsessed with the show. He kept going back again and again. His co-star Jane Seymour thought it was strange. "I liked Cats, but I didn't get why he went back 12 times, she said. At the time, tabloids went wild. Rumors of an affair swirled. People followed him, followed her, trying to prove something. Jilly didn't even know who Tom was. Her TV had been stolen 3 months earlier. She had never seen Magnum PI, but after the shows, they'd have quiet dinners. In 1982, Tom divorced Jacqueline, music, but people never stopped asking if Jill had been part of the reason. That shadow followed them for years. Back in 1980, just before Magnum truly took off, Tom came painfully close to playing Indiana Jones. Steven Spielberg and George Lucas had chosen him. They loved his chemistry with Sha Young in the audition. But there was a problem. Tom had already signed with CBS. He told Spielberg the truth. CBS, music, didn't want to let him go. Bob Daly at CBS was firm. No movie. Then the irony hit. A Screen Actors Guild strike in 1980 paused Magnum filming for 6 months. That was the exact window he could have shot Raiders of the Lost Arkansas. Instead, Tom waited in Hawaii. Meanwhile, Harrison Ford took the role and became a global icon. Tom said later, "I didn't see myself as a victim, but I wasn't happy about it." That one decision may have cost him over $100 million. That same year, tragedy struck on set. A helicopter crash during filming took the life of 33-year-old camera operator Robert Vander Kar. The pilot, Robert Sanders, survived, but was badly injured. They had been filming a routine ocean scene off the coast of Oahu. When the chopper went down, Sanders dove again and again trying to save Vander Kar. He never made it out. Tom was crushed. He demanded change. He clashed, music, with Universal Studios over safety. He asked for more coordinators, backup helicopters, and proper briefings. Studios said it, music, cost too much. Tom said, "It's lives we're talking about." His stand eventually forced changes across the industry. By the time the show ended on May 1, 1988, over 50 million people watched the final episode, music, but behind the scenes, it was a war. CBS wanted to cancel it early. They tried to kill Magnum in Season 7. He was shot, slipped into a coma, and the last shot showed him walking toward the light. But fans were furious. CBS had to bring him back for Season 8. It cost them millions. The budget had ballooned to $1.2 million per episode. They asked Tom to cut location shoots, ditch helicopters, and hire cheaper actors. He refused. He said it would ruin the show. It became a music, constant fight. Tom didn't just act in Magnum. He protected it. In 1987, Tom starred in 3 Men and a Baby. It made $167 million. But something strange happened. In one scene, people noticed a figure behind the curtains, a boy standing, music, still. Rumors started that the apartment was haunted. Some said a boy had died there. The legend grew. Years later, Tom explained it on The Tonight Show. It was a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson left over from a deleted scene. The movie was filmed on a soundstage in Toronto, not in a real apartment. Still, people loved the ghost story. Disney never corrected the rumor. Some said it helped sell more VHS tapes. In 1990, Tom filmed Quigley Down Under in the harsh Australian outback. It wasn't easy. He rode horses, did stunts, and dealt with tough conditions. He clashed, music, with the heat, the terrain, and the way Aussie crews worked. Roger Ebert liked his performance, but the movie didn't do well. It struggled to make back its budget. Still, Tom said it was one of his proudest music roles. When Batman came around in 1989, Tom was again on the list. So were Mel Gibson, Kevin Costner, and even Charlie Sheen. Michael Keaton got it. Fans hated that choice at first. 50,000 music protest letters flooded Warner Brothers, but the movie made $411 million. It changed superhero films forever. Tom turned it down because comic book movies weren't big back then, and he was still tied to Magnum. Later, he admitted he regretted it. In 1992, Mr. Baseball came out. Tom played a fading Yankees star sent to Japan. It was funny, but also awkward. The movie showed culture clashes between American and Japanese baseball. Tom trained hard, and the movie became a teaching tool music for real players heading to Japan. But the box office was weak. Critics, music, said it felt messy. It was his first big miss after years of hits. Then came In and Out in 1997. Tom kissed Kevin Kline on screen for 12 full seconds. That one moment shocked his fans. He had been on the NRA board and had donated to conservative campaigns. People asked if the role clashed with his views. He said, "I make faces in front of a camera. That doesn't make me Solomon." He was an actor and he played the part. The kiss stirred headlines, but it also opened doors for more LGBTQ+ roles in mainstream films. From 1995 to 2000, Tom showed up in 10 episodes of Friends Music as Monica's older boyfriend. On set, he had trouble with Chandler's sarcastic tone. He kept asking Matthew Perry for help. When Perry tried to copy Tom's mustache, the audience lost it. Later, when Tom's character joked about it, "Nice mustache. When puberty hits, it'll kick in," the cast burst out, music, laughing. In 1998, Tom tried a big TV comeback with The Closer. It failed. Only 10 episodes aired. The ratings were bad. Critics didn't love it. Tom was crushed. He took a full year off, retreating to his 63-acre ranch. He said it taught him about failure and resilience. Then came Jesse Stone. From 2005 to 2015, he starred in 9 TV films based on Robert B. Parker's novels. He even started co-writing the later ones. They were popular with older audiences and beat network shows in ratings, but a plagiarism claim hit hard. Another writer said Tom copied his ideas. A secret settlement was made. No one talked about it publicly. The movies kept going until 2015. In 2006, music, Tom appeared on Boston Legal. It should have been simple, but his real-life NRA role clashed with the show's liberal cast. The scripts poked at gun control. Tensions rose. Cast members challenged his views during table reads. Tom later said it was part of why he stepped down from the NRA board, music, in 2018. His 2004 role in Ike Countdown to D-Day was praised. He shot it in New Zealand. The days were long, 18 hours each. The pressure was high and it nearly ruined his marriage to Jill Mack. He said the filming drained him emotionally and physically. Playing Eisenhower wasn't just a role, it bled into his real life. From 2010 to 2024, Tom played Frank Reagan in Blue Bloods.